Hey guys, this is Mike. Welcome to the first Destination Unknown podcast. What Destination Unknown is a hopeful show that we're going to put together that's going to be released this summer, or from when I'm recording this now, in about a month and a half. And what the show is going to cover is the journeys of about 4 to 7 individuals who are all trying to podium at a major obstacle course race. So this is a Spartan race, a Tough Mudder, one of the major races at least. What I found, at least in the last couple of years of me doing this, is obstacle course racing is a really awesome sport. It's very hard. And the people that are at the top of the game are elite athletes, world-class athletes. And by no stretch of the imagination is this goal going to be easy. But what I thought would be a really good idea is if we documented how one prepares for this, especially going from an average Joe, and I'm not saying all of us are average Joes, some of us are in obviously better shape than others, but how someone goes from being a regular entrepreneur or 9-to-5 business person and gets ready for a race to compete at an elite level. And we want to document the steps that gets there, and obviously the interaction of the people involved. It's a group of people, about 4 to 7, and they all train at a place in Miami called Focus Movement Academy, where most of the filming will take place. And we thought it would be a good idea to kind of follow our training regimen, follow the diets, the nutrition that's involved, follow the gear that we're wearing, capture the good, the bad, injury, it's a really interesting thing because there isn't a lot of content out there that does it. So we plan to have a little fun with this. The purpose of the podcast is kind of a way that we can get to know some of the individual people involved. There's a little more time in podcasts to hear people talk about their individual journeys. It's more of a long form conversation that we won't be able to fit into the docu-series itself, which will be, filmed with iPhones and GoPros, and you'll have some narration moments, but it's going to be about 20 to 25 minutes an episode. So that's why the podcast is almost essential as a supplement to the show. The first one we recorded is with Christian, Conor, and myself, and we kind of go over the show. We go over ketosis, we banter a little bit. We had a little bit of fun with it, and that's kind of what we want this to be. We want to have fun. We don't want to feel pressured to, put something out there that everyone else is doing to kind of meet this professional standard. We want to be ourselves, and we want to, not hold anything back when we record these podcasts. So that's why this upcoming podcast, it's our first one. It's a little unstructured or very unstructured, but it's a starting point, and this is the beginning of our journey. So without further ado, here's the first episode.
Destination Unknown crew in the house. What is up, gentlemen?
Mic check.
Silencing my phone check.
I'm the only one without headphones, so I don't know how loud I am. So this is literally a mic check.
Well, I think you're good. I can always turn this volume up a little bit, but I think we'll be all right since we're seeing the voice waves. We are good and we are rolling. What is up? Explain Destination Unknown. Let's hear it, Mike.
Okay, well, I'm actually posting the very first Instagram post to our Destination Unknown Instagram at DSTN Unknown. So,
did you tag me?
Dude, I haven't even posted it yet. Like, this is how rare. Are
you going to tag me?
I'm going to tag you. This is how rare I use Instagram. I haven't posted a personal Instagram photo since June of last year.
Yeah, what kind of reach do we have on these?
On that, it's just very sensitive.
Can we put it over here a little bit?
Yeah, I got it.
Do we have another?
Let's continue.
My bad.
So,
thank you. Oh, I do notice it's sensitive.
So this is what we're doing. Destination Unknown is kind of a docu-series YouTube show that we're putting together with our crew that of guys that work at Focus Movement Academy, some of the people that work out at Focus Movement Academy, the people that we hang out with day to day. And it's going to, the basic premise is to track our, progress as we get ready for an obstacle course race. And our goals are clearly to either podium in an obstacle course race, for some that are, never thought they would ever complete one, for them to run elite, just the general tracking of, how one prepares. And of course, since we have such a crew of characters, as Christian mentioned in the last podcast, it would be really cool to track our day to day while seeing, how we each go about our training, to get to know some of the personalities, kind of follow us along in this journey. And it's kind of an untapped market, at least with obstacle course racing. I think there's a lot of demand to see things like that, and no one's really supplying it. And it's a really cool way for us to get involved in creating really cool content. So meet a lot of businesses, a good way to network. And
when are we launching this project with the filming and everything happening? Is there a timeline yet, or?
Well, I mean,
the TBD.
Well, this is what's really cool about this project, because we all do our own things. We all have our own day jobs, if you will. So when I kind of thought of this idea with Christian, we said, we can do this if there's like 7 people involved, because 7 part-time people leads to a couple full-time people, if you know what I mean. If we have like 8 people in there, and we're all contributing content and all following our progress, then it's becoming, a lot bigger than one person. It's a lot easier to kind of stay committed to it. And so I guess the last 2 weeks, I've been filming a few things personally through like iPhones. I just got this new thing in the mail, so we get some camera equipment, like a gimbal. We're going to put them around the gym.
What's a gimbal?
Oh, a gimbal is a thing that steadies your camera. So while you move it around, you hold it.
Oh, it's like the handle thing that people are always using.
Your iPhones and these Androids are really good cameras, but the reason some videos come out really good is obviously lighting, most important for the phone camera, but the steady hand. If you can have, and a gimbal will maintain that steadiness.
Yeah, now I know what you mean. How the hell did it get the name the gimbal?
I'm not sure. That is a weird name, isn't it?
Well, that name came up summer of 1976.
Dude, so we also have DSLR cameras. I have a really good Sony mirrorless camera with a decent lens, has some tripods, and it doesn't need to be anything crazy, just a 20-minute episode, probably weekly or bi-weekly, or is that twice a month? Something like consistent comes out.
Bi-weekly is 26 pay periods a year.
Wait, that's bi-yearly, right? Oh, bi-weekly.
26 bi-weekly periods in a year, 52. 52 weeks in a year. Semi-monthly is twice a month, 24 times a year.
So semi-monthly would be the least amount of times I'd want to do it. So since there's so many of us, the idea of doing the show and following all these characters allows some people to take off some weeks while we follow certain characters on one episode. Some might have everyone involved. And this podcast is kind of a way to get everyone in to get more in-depth coverage of the individuals involved. So
you're saying if I'm involved when I'm not over by your gym, I should just be like taking videos all the time and sending you guys for content? It
sounds crazy, but you watch. People will watch it.
No, I'm saying I need to be doing that kind of stuff.
And it'll keep us all accountable, Imagine
I need to create more content.
Imagine this, I feel the same way about me getting ready for a race. Like, I feel like I will be more dedicated when I know that there are people watching me week to week prepare for a race. So I think it's a really cool thing. Also, like Christian, especially having him involved, he has so much knowledge of this sport that he brings a lot to the table. I think we all bring a little bit to the table. We all have very different personalities too. So I think having like Pep, Dave, Dr. Danny, and Mr. F, we can't forget him. He's absolutely
speaking of good content. He's passed the fuck out over there.
Man, this guy is a gem. I'm actually really excited to have him be like one of those characters, kind of like the guy from Full House when they show the intro. Yeah, basically our show's gonna be like Full House, OCR style.
We don't have Mary Kate and Ashley though.
We might. That might be Pep and Dave.
Good point.
Actually, Christian, you'd probably be Bob Saget. Like, all right, Connor, you might be Uncle Joey, or I might be Uncle Joey. Who would be who? Would that be Pep and Dave, Mary Kate and Ashley? I can't wait for them to hear this.
I don't know. I feel like we're more like a Seinfeld group.
Well, they're not here, so they get to be Mary Kate. And Dr. Danny.
Is Bob Saget the dad?
Yeah, but
that's Dr. Danny.
Yo, he's a dirty motherfucking comedian, though, so he's a
not
funny
on the
dude.
show, bro.
Yeah, but real life show, whatever.
Is he actually a good comedian? Have you heard his stand-up?
I think he talks about like coke and hookers most of the time.
He's not as good as like Bill Burr or...
No, nobody's as good as Bill Burr.
Yeah, I think he's the best. You ever go on YouTube and watch Bill Burr just to see him and like
His rants are unbelievable.
just off the dome?
You know what's really funny? You ever seen Moshe Kasher's stand up? He's really funny.
I haven't actually seen his
Netflix special. I've seen that are good.
one that I got into recently, and I mean I might be alone in this, but the numbers are showing that I'm not. Is Theo Vaughn? I think this guy is absolutely out of this world crazy. He's so funny. He's like this Louisiana guy. You think you're watching this like redneck Louisiana, just moron, but he's actually just like a genius. He's kind of in on the everything he says is a joke.
He's still redneck and Louisiana.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But like, he's kind of like, he puts that out more, I think.
New Orleans, just a drinking, grimy old town.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
I guess when we were in Tallahassee, I did 2
there,
trips.
I was there for Thanksgiving this year. We have some friends of our family. We were over there and like went into the Garden District there where friends of our family, they redid like this gigantic house with like the huge doors. And basically what they do is they fry turkeys all day for the guy's clients. I'm not going to name his name or anything. So they fried 28 turkeys throughout the day, starting at like 9 or 10 in the morning. Everybody comes over to this big mansion house that's really sick, and they bring their turkey over, and then you drink with them. People hang out for a few hours, they leave, and then different people come throughout the day. So by like 8 o'clock at night, everybody's either blasted, and they've been doing that all day. It's like a dirty drinking town, though, like the weather and everything. But which, by the way, shout out to the Big Easy CrossFit. I dropped in there for a WOD.
Did you get some
coffee?
RX coffee pictures?
Yeah, I do. I have some RX Coffee's pictures posted up from being there. They had like a cool outside area. There's a chick that I forget the name of the coffee shop. It's like Cherry Coffee Shop or something. A really cool chick that owns this coffee shop. It told me about it. I went by there. Some cool people. But what they do in New Orleans, they put chicory in their coffee. You ever heard of chicory?
Chicory?
Yeah, I think it's called chicory.
Sounds like trickery.
But it's like this filler that they used to use in coffee back in the day when they had a shortage.
What is it, like a milk base?
I don't think it tastes good. No, it's I'll have to Google it and tell you.
Man, New Orleans, I'm not really a big fan because it is just a drinking town to me. And the only good memory I really have in New Orleans, I guess I had fun partying with some friends, but the only good memory I had is that one Cafe du Monde place where they have the beignets. And it's not like something I'm going to eat now anyways. They're just, those like elephant ears? It's like the famous one because it's like the French elephant ears. That's the place you go in New Orleans. It's called Cafe du Monde, I think.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but here's what's up.
You put some little powdered sugar on it.
Here it is.
You're going to kill an elephant just to eat the fucking ear?
You want to know what chicory coffee is?
Poachers are going crazy in Africa. The problem is they make too many elephant ears. No one's in ketosis in Africa.
You can't be in ketosis from eating an elephant ear.
Oh, you're talking about Cafe du Monde. They put chicory in their coffee. So chicory is the root of a plant, and it's added to coffee to soften the bitter edge in the dark roasted coffee.
I like the bitter edge.
They say it adds a chocolate flavor. I don't think so. I think it takes away from the flavor of it, but it was something that they used back in the day when they had a shortage of coffee, so they would add this to it.
Yo, no joke. Your coffee's the only coffee I don't put like any cream into. Honestly.
Yeah,
no joke.
That's the kind of coffee I want to serve. When you get really high-end quality coffee, that's the way it should be.
I mean, like, I've bought high-end quality coffee, and I still would like say, oh fuck, I'll put a little almond milk in it. I can't put anything in your coffee because it's so smooth. I drink so much of it though.
Now that Mike is done blowing you, I
drink it every day.
No, but the problem,
I drink your coffee every day, but I put a bunch of shit in it.
Yeah, well, that's your meal though.
I put stuff in my coffee sometimes too, man, but I don't in the morning. But like if my cold brew.
All right, I'll pull your dick out of my mouth real quick. Basically, I was saying that, yeah, I just don't put any cream in it. And, but I drink so much of it because of that. Like I down like 4 cups of coffee, maybe it's the way I'm making it.
Sometimes I put my fingers in it.
You are a lot more lively than the last podcast.
Oh, no, I like this, Christian. He's just like, I'm going to come in with
By the way, you got
comments.
like a smorgasbord of keto products in front of you. You are headed to KetoCon. Are you excited? Are you going to dress up?
No, he's not heading to KetoCon.
Are you dressing up as a character?
Life, keeping it keto.
So,
I'm going to dress up like an exogenous ketone.
So explain this this new keto venture you're doing, if you can. Can we do that here?
So, yeah, I'll try and explain this. I'll preface it with, I don't know shit, and I'm not a doctor, but let's go. Some of you, you guys sitting at the table know I've been doing this keto thing for a couple of years. My biggest issue with ketosis, coming from a coach's standpoint, is It's very difficult to achieve, and it's very difficult to maintain. So even though I know the benefits for myself, as you guys know, it's easy for me to be on a meal plan or a training plan because I have no life and no friends and no social time, right? So I could just stick to whatever the script is and just handle it.
We just all went together to a birthday party.
This is kind of social time, isn't it? Social time?
We went to a birthday party. We were there for 6 minutes and came back here to record a podcast.
Conor and I met 20 new friends there tonight.
And that's what sharing is caring.
Oh, by the way, when we were at the party, they told me not to like surprise pet the dog because that dog would literally shit
the
the
best
floor.
warning.
They told me, be careful, don't surprise the dog and get him excited by petting him when he doesn't look at you because he will poop on the floor.
It's still nothing compared to what we went through.
Could you imagine? I was gonna say, could you imagine what would happen if you pet Mr. F and he just shit himself?
Well,
No,
that
man,
dog
that
was
was-
like 5 pounds. Mr. F.
We would need a
was
shovel.
Shit
Mr.
larger
F,
than that dog.
what we walked into 1 week ago was if you took a porta potty at the end of the weekend from a Spartan race and dumped it on Christian's living room, that is what we walked into last Friday. And this is not an exaggeration. It was about a half of the floor.
Half of the floor. Poor dude was sick. Anyway, we got way sidetracked on this ketosis. Here's what's up.
Yeah.
The difficult part about ketosis, for one, is becoming fat adaptive takes time. It's fat adaptive. It's not a fat light switch. It takes time for your body to go from burning sugars to burning fat or glucose or glycogen or whatever you want to call it. That adaptation process will leave you feeling weak, unable to hit your lifts. People call it the keto flu. There's all sorts of things, downsides you can read on the internet, and I'm sure anybody that posts anything about trying out ketosis is going to get 75 comments on their social media about, I did this and fell on my face after 2 days because I had no energy. This is the dumbest thing in the world. Those people are not committed, and they didn't stick to the plan. They didn't put the mission first. That being said, it's tough to tell anybody to put the mission first when the mission is eating 350 grams of fat, 30 grams of carbs, and 95 grams of protein every day. That's a tough macro schedule to stick to. So come along, our homeboy Teddy Son hits me up and he's like, hey man, you heard of this company Pruvit? And I'm like, nah, what's that? This motherfucker just fucked up our headphones.
Fucked up our microphone,
Shit.
son.
Oh, did I just ruin the
Dang, kid.
microphone? Oh, don't
This thing's
stop talking.
sensitive.
Fuck.
All
All right, I'm back.
I grabbed
I'm
you
back.
back to him.
All right. So Teddy Son hits me up, asks me about this Pruvit thing, and I'm like, well, I really don't know anything about it, but let me check it out. So I jumped on this bandwagon, went down the rabbit hole of watching 75 million YouTube videos of testimonials and reading Facebook posts and stuff. What this product does, or what's advertised, and I will try this on my own and check my blood levels and see what it's actually doing. But what this product does is it puts you in a state of nutritional ketosis in an hour.
It's crazy.
Which is legit, right? Like, think about the benefits
So
that some of our, look at the people in our training circle that really need to make drastic life changes, that I've kicked around the idea of how I'm going to get these guys in ketosis. What if this little packet we're holding is that idea, right? Like, what if just taking a couple of these packets a day puts your millimolar levels where they need to be?
can I, so if you were to take this as opposed to going at the organic way, which you mentioned to me yesterday, is like where you have to check your blood sugars like every single day.
You're not checking your blood sugar.
Not-
you're
what is
checking
it?
your blood millimolar.
What is it called?
Ketone levels.
Millimolar, which
Millimolar.
is
But you have to prick
it's your
your
level
thumb.
of ketones.
Okay, so you have to prick your thumb every day. Do you still, when you take these things, get those drowsy effects over 2 weeks, or you're just immediately turn over?
So my understanding is it could take a couple days for your gut biome to, to start dealing with the supplements, or probably to just start dealing with being in ketosis. But the theory is if you're taking this packet of goodness, you don't have to deal with the downsides. An hour after you take it, you'll be in ketosis.
Man, our whole team, everyone at least training through that we're tracking through this show at least, should be on this. At least try it, you know?
But how long does it hold you in ketosis afterwards? That's the thing, if you're not on a keto diet. Because it's like some of these things that will get you, from my understanding with some of the exogenous ketones, like I'll take it to supplement stuff I'm eating or whatever, like, or if I eat something shitty, kind of bounce me away from spiking back the other way. But if you take this, how long will it put you in not ketosis?
You said 60 minutes,
ketosis,
right?
Before, you said within an hour, but how long will it hold you there before you go back? That's the real question.
So,
or that just depends on what you eat.
Again, I honestly don't have any data. I bet we could read something on the internet, but like you guys know, I have to know things for myself. I'm going to have to run blood and see what's going on.
Right.
What I plan on doing starting next week is I plan on taking 3 of these a day.
How many of these packets do you have?
I ordered like $500 worth of fucking ketones, dude. I have a lot coming. This was just my homegirl, Lauren, sent me these in the mail. I just got them actually right now, right before you walked in. And she sent me a little card like, yo, try these things out before you order so that I would know what flavors and whatever I wanted. Here's a breakdown of how I plan on using this stuff. And if you guys are on the internet and you guys are looking up this company, Pruvit, and you want to use my link code to get a little discount, it's warriorfocus.something. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Pruvit.com.
It is. It's warriorfocus.pruvitnow.com. That's PRUVITNOW.com.
See, ketosis was such a difficult thing. I mean, my mind in the last few days after kind of learning about this, I guess, what's it called? Beta-hydroxybutyrate?
Beta-hydroxybutyrate. It's a salt.
Yeah. So this is, to me, ketosis was so far from me actually trying because of the difficulty of getting in it. And then I had no clue. I mean, again, I don't really, I know not to eat a lot of carbs. I know the basics of what to do, but finding this out makes it seem like a reasonable way. And I'm not trying to plug this product all day, but I think it is really important to talk about because it has a lot to do with how we're preparing for these races in a way, like I'm taking this race thing very seriously. Like by next year, I want a podium at one of these races, at least in age group, maybe not in elite, but at least in age group. And I'm kind of holding myself accountable. So my diet is a huge part of this, and ketosis just seems so difficult. I tried doing it about a year ago, and 2 weeks in, I just felt so awful. I had zero energy, and I just couldn't commit through it because it just, like when you travel a lot, it's like you mentioned earlier, It's very difficult to find food available.
I take my travel ghee and Christian, oil mixes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying that basically I don't need to watch every count of like protein I put in my body if I have one of these once a day, right?
So, you're asking me questions that I don't have my own answers to, but ideally, and the reason that I'm going to this convention and that's all I've been talking about for the last couple of days is because if that is a fact, which is what I understand of the product, for me, that would be revolutionary. Think off the top of your head names of people that I plan on putting through a 16-week cycle of this stuff just to get data collection from, I think this product could be very revolutionary if you don't have to sit there and track your macros and prick your finger.
Right.
The pricking finger thing is so annoying. I could not ever imagine being a diabetic and having to do that shit every day.
Some do it multiple times a day, I think.
Multiple times. Yeah. I was so glad that in a state of ketosis, I got so tuned in to how my body felt that I literally could feel like that furnace kind of feeling inside of me and know that I was in ketosis. And I was eating the same thing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So I knew I wouldn't stray. Like it was super easy. I was hitting 80% fat every single day, 17+% protein, and like 1 or 2% carbs. My total carb count was less than 30 every single day.
I think and I'm not a doctor here, I don't know all the data on this because there's tons of ketogenics products, like there's tons of supplements for weight loss or pre-workouts or proteins or this and that. I still believe at the end of the day, there's a saying, you can't outrun a bad diet. Like you can't just take shortcuts in life with everything. So this is a supplemental product. Maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt that if you could just take something like this all day long, that this is going to solve your problem, put you in ketosis. It's a supplemental thing. So I know from trying different products all the time, like I can tell like if I eat something and I feel like shit afterwards, but I also, that would happen to me, I would take some exogenous ketones to see how it makes me feel better. And the ones that worked best for me were some of the ketogenics ones. I noticed with one of the prime one they have, but I also noticed the one that also worked the best tasted like shit, where it was basically just drinking the straight beta hydroxybutyrate and exogenous ketone salt straight, which tastes like shit, but it definitely helps and you feel a real effect from it.
Like that shit keto canna is disgusting.
Yeah.
I'll just throw that out there.
So
I'm sorry for whoever makes that
product. So they all have that beta word that I just tried to say.
Beta hydroxybutyrate
that's what all these things have in common.
And developed by Dr. Dominic D'Agostino.
Because he said Eugenics, and that's Dom's company, I think.
Well, he worked with them to help develop it. I met the guys at Wadapalooza that started the company.
But he's the one with the patent.
Because they're based out of like the Tampa area.
Yeah.
So he's at University of South Florida.
Yeah. He has the patent for BHB.
Gotcha. And he's just selling, and then all these different products we're mentioning, all these brand names, that is like the active ingredient.
Yeah.
Okay.
This stuff we're looking at right here, the active component is BHB and ACA.
The biggest problem with the exogenous ketones is they do not taste good, and it's trying to make them taste good. So the one he mentioned I've had before, it does not taste very good. There's other ones that are making that taste better. So the one he's mentioning, I would rather just drink the regular ketone salts.
Hey, let's open up one of these bags.
The way they package this, they can't taste horrible.
Look, here's the deal.
I want to try the chocolate.
I do want to try one too. Can we open one?
Let's fuck one up right now. Here's what's up. Look, real quick. This shit looks sexy, right? Their website looks good. All the products, marketing wise, this company, Pruvit, is completely on point. Here's the deal to what you said earlier. You can't outrun or you can't outwork a bad diet. My goal with this is not to have, someone taking this shit and eating fucking key lime pie all day and expecting gains. We have athletes training for world championships in Tahoe coming up in fall, end of September, beginning of October. What's the actual date? Doesn't matter. Like the last weekend of September. These guys are already in a mindset of training for world championships. They're not out there trying to eat pizza every day. But they are trying to be in ketosis without driving themselves nuts. That's what I think this product is for. So anybody listening, if in any way I confused you into believing that you could eat fucking pizza every day and drink this shit and get a six-pack, like Conor was saying, that's not realistic. You still got to do the work. They're just taking a lot of the nuances out of being in ketosis. That pricking the finger thing that I was talking about earlier, a lot of us, are in different types of sports. I obstacle course race. I'm holding, my hands are always holding bars and grips of stuff. I can't prick my fingers and draw blood from the shit.
Were you doing that every day?
Every day, twice a day.
Jeez, man.
So I'm pricking the side of my finger, in between my fingers.
Does it have to be your finger? Could you just prick?
The first few times I tried to do it, I couldn't get enough blood out to fill the strip, and it's a really small amount you need.
And then you waste strip,
like 5
and the strips
times
are expensive,
trying
dude.
to do it, and I couldn't get enough blood out.
This syringe is used 20 times. I need a new syringe.
I need to go back and test myself after a week of, because here's the thing, I kind of know, if I'm eating stuff that messes with me, but I also need to be making sure that I'm in full-blown ketosis.
You probably still want to check once a week, even with doing this, just to kind of
when I'm traveling, though, I was telling Mike earlier, I was like, when I've been traveling, it's I eat almost zero carbs, but I'm probably sometimes eating a little bit more protein, but I know I'm within a certain window where I can get back on track very easily. But the problem is, if I'm not getting enough sleep and I'm working long hours, then I'll stay up later and I'll eat things I think Mark or Chris Bell was on Rogan's podcast. He goes, yeah, you could be thinking you're eating keto and eat a bunch of chicken wings, but that's not what you should be doing, because you're getting vegetable oils and that shit's not good for you. So like for me, I'll have a cheat meal where it's like a low carb thing, where it's like chicken wings or something like that, where I'm not straying too far from the rails, but it's still not a good thing to do, because it's very difficult to make sure you're getting those macros break.
I'm really curious to see how I would perform actually burning fat as a energy source.
But the thing is, when I started eating more like the whole keto way, and I've been doing it all year, I was feeling phenomenal for the first 2-3.
Did you lose any strength? Did you lose any strength?
I'm getting to that. So like the first 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, like I thought like 3 or 4 weeks in, that's when I'm gonna get hit with the keto flu. It's coming, whatever. No, I felt amazing for the whole month, like tons of energy. And I was talking to friends of mine too that were keto. They're like, yeah, I was like, do you ever get a low? And they're like, yeah, it was later on. And that one of the guys I know that works out of my box, he didn't want to tell me when it hit me, but then like 1 week I'm like, oh man, like I feel tired, like my strength I feel like was struggling.
How long did you maintain this for?
It wasn't like real bad, but my strength dipped a little bit. But what I did is they were suggesting really hunker down and concentrate on your macros, maybe add a little bit more fat to your diet, which I did, and it kind of helped me through that. So then my strength got back again, and I didn't have any lull in energy. But the lull in energy I feel like was very small. It was just like a dip in strength. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like I had the strength. The explosiveness didn't feel it, but it came back. Well, it was like a week or two where it was a little slow, but it wasn't a sickness.
How long did you like stay in, pretty strictly, in ketosis, like for you?
Well, the first couple times I tried to prick my blood, I remember it was like 6 weeks in, and I texted you, Christian, and I'm like, man, I'm like at the barely low end of what could be considered ketosis, which isn't really even in it. And he said, just follow the macros and stick with it. Try to do the intermittent fasting and stick with it, and don't even test yourself, because the real benefits, I don't even know if I've seen them yet, because maybe sometimes I stray a little bit, but I'm not like going out eating a bunch of carbs. There was maybe one or two, a few times this year where I had like some alcohol or some sugar or something like that. But I try to eat very low carb, keto all the time. And I know that like those benefits might not hit for 6 months to a year fully. And you've talked about this, right? And I can kind of tell when I eat within a window or something, especially like the intermittent fasting, I feel better after I do that for 2 days. The first 2 days to eat within 8 hours is difficult, but it's almost impossible, at least for me, to eat too many calories, even of fat. You really have to try hard in an 8-hour window, because you're just going to get full. It's that late night eating that people do here's the problem, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. People that want to go keto, like, oh, I'll eat high fat, I'll eat this. And they might eat the right foods, but you still can't go crazy with the calories. So if you're eating
right, you can eat too
16, 18 hours a day, you can eat way too many calories of fat. You could get heavy cream and butter and all this stuff, and you could easily overeat. But if you're eating in that 8-hour window, it's...
So going back to this product, it basically, obviously you can overeat yourself out, and maybe none of us here actually know for sure, but I'm assuming you guys you're both a lot more knowledgeable about this than me. But if you do go over a little bit, that's where the benefits of things like these ketogenics products. That's kind of it doesn't make you have to count every single macro as much. Like you can kind of not be, I don't want to use the word loose with your diet, but you can, eat enough meat without like saying like taking this strip of bacon out, taking this one piece of ham out, because that is like my fear of it just seems like it's probably so difficult to prick yourself every day and then watch every single piece of meat you eat.
I think the biggest misconception, people think that people on keto are just drinking like oils all day. They look at it like that. We're like, if you're eating,
but you do got to be careful how much protein you take in.
Yeah, but if you're eating fatty meat,
it's from too much protein.
Too much protein, right?
But if you go eat a ribeye that's a fatty cut of meat, and you cook that motherfucker in some grass-fed butter and some oil that soaks it up, yeah, you're getting a lot of protein, but you're also getting a lot of fat calories in there that count towards it. So your percentage is like, I was telling him earlier, like there was one day I was hungry. I got done working out and I hadn't eaten much all day, and I went and I ate a whole chicken, and it's like 1,200 calories, right? But if you look at the breakdown of a whole chicken, it's something like 60%, 65% fat anyway. But what I did with the chicken, I had olive oil and some butter, and I melted that, and I dipped it in there. So if you looked at the macro breakdown of how much fat versus protein in there, it's still balanced out. Where it was a lot of protein, but the majority of it was fat, and that's where the calories were coming from.
So the protein.
Wait. How was the majority of the calories fat? Because chicken is a pretty lean protein.
No, I'm talking like the skin.
Like, you know, when you go to
dark meat,
Publix and you get
everything,
those,
not.
the skin, like all the fat around it. He's saying that
I'll pull it up, open and show.
There's no
you.
way it's 60% fat though.
No fucking way.
I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure. And then I had
60%
I think
fat.
it's 60% protein.
That's a lot of fat. So in that case, if it was 60% fat, that'd be good.
I mean, I don't like eating
Right?
chicken, so I don't know.
Yeah, chicken's really dry.
It was just I was really hungry, and it was the
I
first
feel
thing
you.
there.
You're a
It was
pork
Publix
man, right?
chicken. It was
I'm
good.
a pork man for sure, dude.
pork all day.
Oh, fuck. Like, we're going to fucking kill pigs.
You're
this weekend.
rolling
Let's
the
go.
dice every time you eat pork. Like, depending on where you're getting it from, it's like a dice roll. Although I've never gotten food poisoning from pork. Everyone I know has. I haven't yet.
I can't even get
Knock
food
on wood.
poisoning.
You know,
Publix rotisserie chicken. All right. 64% fat, 34% protein.
what?
In terms of like the calories from it.
fat.
It says 2% carbs, 64% fat, 34% protein.
That's my favorite part. The
I
fat.
don't even
But
know
it
how
has a
that's-
lot of grams of protein, but I don't understand.
I don't even know how that
Would that be
makes
too many?
sense.
It doesn't make sense
Too many
to me,
protein. Would that be
because-
too much protein?
How much protein is it? 60? No, because you could probably...
No, he said 64% fat.
64% fat. What's that?
Calories. It has 100. This says it has 1,600 on the label. It says like, I don't know. This says 112 grams of fat.
So if we had this shit, we wouldn't need to worry about counting that shit.
I mean, theoretically.
I mean, that would be the most awesome thing in the world, man. You just buy that and eat that, and then you.
I'm down to fuck one of these up right now, dude.
Yo, I mean, like, why is this not already open? We got sidetracked on this Publix thing.
We
This
totally
is definitely
got-
the ketosis episode, which is cool though, because I'm kind of learning a lot here.
My whole point is you're a lot better off if you're just going to eat chicken, dip it in some oil and butter, than you would be if you ate a regular white chicken breast plain with some broccoli.
I'm sold on ketosis. I'll be honest with you. My only
Or maybe I'm just full of shit.
My only fear
Nah,
of
probably
this whole
not.
thing, is everything I've read from my awesome keyboard Google research, and where I won't go more than 2 pages deep, is the general consensus is that this is great for endurance sports, and it's still not tested as much on, short explosive type workouts. And this is why it's very interesting to hear your feedback, Connor, especially with CrossFit, and how your performance was in CrossFit. Like, how did you feel on some of the, through your WODs, not strength wise, but like endurance wise, or like speed wise?
Endurance wise, I've never felt better. Performance wise for
You
CrossFit,
actually felt-
anybody that knows me, I've had lingering shoulder issues.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously my CrossFit performance is really down because I'm not doing any weight above
Well, not
my
right now,
head,
but when
and
you
my back hurts.
were doing it, did you feel like more tired towards the end of your
Well,
workout?
I'm still doing CrossFit, but I'm just not doing some of the heavier lifting with the shoulder stuff right now. But like endurance wise, like I ran a 5K.
Yeah,
This
pretty
label
quick.
is totally different than what you said earlier.
But
This shit has double the protein. It has fat. Total fat,
I was
81
pulling up another
grams.
one.
Protein, 163.
Is this a Publix chicken for the
That-
record?
no, this
That
is
looks-
a different thing.
That looks
than
more like
the-
a fucking chicken to me.
Are you Google imaging?
Hold on. This says calories from fat, 732 out of 1429. So that's not bad. That's 50%.
Okay, someone's got to make
This
this.
is-
I'm penned in here,
This
so it's got
is
to be one of you
different than
two.
the other one. This one says
Are we just gonna make one, like put it in a cup of water and it just pass it around?
I lost my monitors. All right, it's back.
But this doesn't make sense either because it says 160 something grams, but the percentage of fat.
Yeah, but people can, like Wikipedia, people can submit shit to MyFitnessPal.
Listen, we don't want to say names, but there's probably a few people at this gym that need to
Look,
get on this
But
diet
here's the thing:
for sure.
if it's a 50% fat and 50% protein, you can make up that other fat somehow if you start adding other.
You can. You're right.
So it's not a huge thing versus
It's not a huge
eating,
thing.
You know what I mean?
And the real
Eating
fact
something that's-
is, you should just eat eggs instead of chicken because fuck chickens.
I ate eggs.
I
too
love
much
eggs
with cheese.
Eggs and bacon and goat cheese is my go-to right now.
I just
Eggs
had
is
them-
my favorite
I just
thing.
had eggs, chorizo, cheese, and bacon.
I had a whole bunch of carbs and like a little bit of chorizo in what they gave me.
He had a loaf of bread, and they threw some
Yeah,
stuff
dude,
in
I
the
said,
middle of it.
I don't want any beans. I don't want your big loaf that you put this in. And they're like, all right, do you want us to take out the rice? I'm like, you put a little rice in there. So they put all rice and no meat in my chorizo burrito. But Hey, all right, let's
Are we
keto.
gonna open one of these? What's the deal?
Which one are we gonna open?
Chocolate. Cookies.
Well, what are the options? Let's go through the options.
Where the fuck is he cookies, dude?
I see. What does that say? Upside down.
Look, are these the same thing?
Yeah.
Those are the same.
So you
thing.
got two of those.
So let's
Let's
do
open
one of
one of
those. Yeah, let's do one of those.
Why would we have the same thing twice?
Because she knew you're gonna love it
Everybody
so
loves
much,
chocolate.
and you'll be pissed that you only got 2 of them.
All right, let's do this.
She probably knew you were gonna send those other
What are we
5 back
mixing
for
in?
more
Got
of
some
those.
heavy cream?
I ordered a bunch of this shit anyway. Yeah, I have organic heavy whipping cream.
You should put it in that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's doing.
You know
that.
what I do when I get like the Ketogenics Prime chocolate? I take heavy whipping cream, and I take a little.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the record,
stevia.
all of us
I
will be
take
in
some
ketosis
chocolate
by the end of this.
ketones, and I mix it up in there. And sometimes I add like some sun butter or something else. and
What's up with
mix it.
stevia, bro? You trust that shit?
I don't know, man.
First of all, I don't trust anyone named Steve, and that's too close to that. So
I don't know, but I feel like it's got to be better than Splenda or aspartame. It comes from a plant.
Why would you put any of that shit?
I just rather not have it.
Half the stuff has sweetener in it. Dude,
What?
you know that some
It's
of the
ketosis.
MCT oils from some companies that
Products.
you drank, they put sweetener in theirs
That you drank?
that you've drank. I'm pretty
Like
sure.
what?
Caveman, I think, has sweetener in their MCT oil.
I didn't use caveman MCT oil.
Oh, I thought you did.
I sure don't.
Make sure you keep the bathrooms open. We're all about to go ketosis right now.
Dun, dun, dun.
By the way, my friend's company, though, the 9-cal one.
Yo, should I whip this and make like a chocolate?
Yeah, you should.
mousse?
Yes.
How crazy would it be
Dude,
if
and
like
we're gonna get into ketosis. What if I ate something earlier and I'm not? Because I ate outside my 8
Think
hour
about
window.
this.
Let's do this. I'm game.
think about this? By the end of this podcast, we all might be in ketosis.
My brain's thinking.
Has
No,
anyone
but-
done that before?
By the way, no.
Is that real?
9-cal,
Am I
my
accurate?
friend's company.
60
I'm gonna have
minutes?
him on the podcast, but he created. You've tried it. The keto.
What happened?
I can get you more samples. He's got more now. I have some at the house. I saved you some. I'm interested to see people take that during races because my boy just did a half Ironman.
Hey, we got to do a
So I'm
segment
pretty
on
sure
the
he used
show.
that.
You only did half, bro.
Yeah, he only did half. Man, what a pussy, dude. Jose, if you're
Yeah.
listening, you're a pussy because he didn't do the whole.
My thoughts on-
marathon.
What's the mixture content?
I don't know.
Here's the notes. But
Give me the notes. How much drink?
it says drink half in the morning and half in the afternoon. So we're gonna.
We're 3 people here.
Liquid. How much liquid?
We're legitimately 3 people.
I don't know.
So-
Let's just.
12 ounce, 8 ounce.
Oh, dude, I have no idea. Oh, it says
Wait, are you looking at the
20
right
to
one?
24 ounces of water.
We're definitely not
Which one, though?
24 ounces.
Listen, just do whatever you think.
Big packets, though.
No, this is this packet.
That's for all of them.
Are they all the same amount?
No, they're all different sizes. This is a different size, I think. Let me see this.
Look, it's too late.
Whoever's listening.
Listen,
is
if you do half
not gonna-
marathons,
you're gonna have to edit
don't
this
put your
part out.
sticker on the back of your car.
You're gonna have to edit this part out.
Like, if you're going to do a half marathon, bro, my foot came off during the full marathon, and I'm still not putting 26.2 on my car. So when I see 13.1, I'm like, oh, man. I hope they got, like, a missing leg.
I don't know. I think you're gonna have to edit this part out because we're not talking.
Because what?
Because we're not talking.
I'm talking about marathons. I had something else I was going to say, but we got cut off there. Oh, I was going to say we got to do a segment in the show where we kind of talk about the diet that we're doing, this ketosis thing. I think that'd be pretty interesting information to see on the YouTube show.
Yeah. I need to start checking my macros again.
This podcast is actually the supplement to that show.
You're making me want to get online and order because I'm out of my Ketogenics. Yo, Ketogenics,
Christian,
send me some stuff. Come on.
You have a customer right here.
Calm down, bro. We're not getting Ketogenics. We're getting Pruvit.
Yeah, we're gonna prove it to you.
They
Connor.
gave you free shit, not me.
Relax, bro.
They like him. He runs a gym.
Yeah.
I'm a man of the people.
If they hook me up with some free,
Although if they knew your situation, because you're going around to people anyways with your coffee, you might be able to get it hooked up too.
Hey, I'm game for that.
They want anyone that's an influencer. That's what they should do.
I'm game for that, man.
Like
I want the chocolate one.
you're already going gym to gym to gym to gym, pimping out your RX coffee. You might as well sell some ketosis. Get everyone in Ketoville. So, Christian's whipping it up. Should we pause it real quick while he makes it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to edit this anyway.
Why?
Because I don't know, it's gonna be like a lull in the whole thing.
I bet
It's
you
just-
this is only-
their first Destination Unknown podcast.
Yeah, this will probably be the first one.
Yeah, because I think I gotta.
Is this
I
not
think
the
with
second
the
one?
RX podcast, I gotta like have it interview driven more, like where I interview people.
Well, yeah, that's RX. That's
Yo, that looks like a gelatin block.
what?
Can I stick my finger in it?
Did I ask you guys if we should make a mousse?
Dude, get a spoon. Let's do this.
That looks delicious. Can we make people see this with their ears? This looks delicious. What does it look like? It looks like a milkshake.
Smells good.
Oh, with the spoons.
Here,
And a
here we go.
spoonful of ketosis makes the medicine go down.
Don't drop this on the soundboard.
Calm down, bro. Pass it to Mike. He's next to you.
Yeah, they're trying to skip me.
Puff, puff, pass the ketos.
All right. Pass it to Christian.
Christian, does this give you flashbacks to your cereal days? Sorry, I couldn't resist that.
This is pretty good, actually. This is delicious.
You know, through that podcast, a bunch of moms from FMA have now become professional fat kids and are now eating Frosted Flakes with their cereal.
Are you serious?
100% serious. Oh my God, dude, this is good.
No,
It
this
is,
is delicious. Who said that this stuff tastes bad? Was that which one of you guys?
Yeah,
Connor.
Connor, why are you
didn't-
freaking me out before
When I
I
tried some originally,
only one N in
I
his
didn't
name.
say all of them.
Don't trust the guy with only one N.
Yo, man, fuck you guys. No, but I had some of the older models of that.
Coffee McGregor over
Water.
here scaring everybody. Like, you don't want to try it.
All right, guys, here's what's up.
Yeah, let me get another bite of that. Don't hog the whole
No,
thing.
here, take it. Here's what's up, guys. What we're eating right now is Swiss cacao Keto OS Max, and it's charged, so it's got
There.
caffeine in it. Now it's got 20 grams of caffeine,
We'll be fine.
which is probably a lot for normal people before going to bed, but because we dump
You know how much
caffeine by the
caffeine
1,000 grams a day.
I drink to start the day.
I just told you earlier, I drink like 4 cups in a row of the RX coffee.
I drank an entire pot of coffee this morning. It's not like, I mean, it was like a 2-hour window, but
Yeah, you're probably immune to it by now. Coffee probably puts you to sleep.
it'll keep me up late at night. I try not to drink in the afternoon, but like in the morning, it's
Dude,
just
this is
normal.
fucking good.
No, this is delicious, dude. You could probably sell this in an ice cream shop and then save America.
Look at Mr. F. He's like covering his face.
Oh, poor F. Yeah, we're getting late.
He's like, guys,
This is a good experiment, though. It's not bad. First episode, all of us getting into ketosis and learning about it. I think it's delicious.
What are the other flavors?
I'm gonna get one more
My
scoop.
sound just kicked out. Did yours?
yeah, my sound kicked out.
We're still recording,
I
though,
feel
right?
like you hit that. There it is.
Yeah. I think sensitive.
We're still recording.
We're recording.
So
It's just our soundboard is clearly
how
a
much cream
Pisces.
did you use in that?
12 ounces, which is definitely too much.
Connor, you really think we should cut
need to
stuff
write
out?
this down.
I don't think we should cut anything out. I think it was
do what
fine.
you want.
We should have 8-ounced it.
How many ounces did you put?
12. Organic whole whipping cream
I love whole heavy whipping cream.
is my favorite. Because what else makes you feel like a
By the
fat
way,
kid other than
your
eating this?
mascarpone recommendation was solid. Solid. I love that stuff. That is great in coffee. You ever done that?
No, explain.
It's an Italian thing, but
It's an Italian cheese, main
Yeah,
ingredient in tiramisu.
it's like an
you put-
Italian cream cheese, but it doesn't taste like cream cheese. It tastes more like Cool Whip or something without the sugar.
And you put that in your coffee?
I sure do.
Oh, it's phenomenal, man.
So Italy puts everything
Dude, I
in
put
the
it in my
coffee.
peanut butter too. I had a bite of
Italy
peanut
does
butter
not
today.
put anything in their coffee.
The grappa.
Grappa, which is a caffè corretto, or a dash of milk, which would make it
We should
a
make this
macchiato.
every episode. We talk about something else Italy puts in their coffee. Today it's
Only when I became a citizen
Cream
was I
cheese.
allowed to put MCT and butter
Oh,
and
no,
mascarpone in my coffee.
they take you to the gallows.
I like ghee better than the butter in my coffee. I think ghee tastes better. What do you think?
I don't trust that dude Guy for shit.
You don't trust a lot of people today.
Is that the G we were talking about? Same G? Are we talking about the same G right now? Yeah, I'm good. I
Ghee.
like the thing you wear in karate class. What? Like, what is going on here? Why is everyone like?
Ghee, it's the butter. Like Ghee.
Oh, okay. Gonna just pretend I know what that is.
I feel like this is like when your mom makes cookies or something and you're trying to get all the batter at the end out of the bowl.
That's exactly what's happening.
Oh man, yeah.
And then
everyone's-
you want to get that spatula and get it. Man, cookie dough would always taste better before you cook the cookies. Like, I would always be like, why are we cooking the cookies? Why don't we just eat it plain?
Dude, you can get sick doing that.
I don't cook the cookies.
Yeah, I know. Man,
Hippie Christina
I ate
carries
raw
around-
red meat as a kid. That's probably why I'm so messed up
I
today.
still do that now.
Like, my mom would be in the kitchen with like ground beef, and I'd see her eat it. I'm like, I want to try that as a kid, and I tried it and throw some Lowry salt on it, maybe pop it in the microwave for a few seconds. Yeah, chances are maybe you could get some crazy disease, but we were meant.
Why
to
isn't
eat meat.
everyone in ketosis? This is cookie dough. You're talking about red meat, bacon, eggs. These are all the best things in the world.
Well, that was the whole idea of like the Atkins diet originally. Like, that legitimately worked for people though, because what happened is, yeah, I mean, people were eating way too much protein when they're doing it. And Christian, you know probably more about this than I do, but when people did Atkins, I remember seeing people, they would do it. There's a craze because it actually fucking worked. People actually ate a lot of shit. I mean, they ate food, but they lost weight. And they were like, okay, I can eat meat and cheese and bacon and fill myself up and I'll lose weight. And for the first 2 weeks, they would eat basically 0 carbs. So in a way, they were low carb, almost trying to get into ketosis, but they were just cutting out all those carbs. So people did lose weight. People on Atkins diet, I mean, people give them shit or whatever, but a lot of people lost weight.
Dude, I quit taking carbs and I kept my regular diet. I didn't like watch how much protein I was eating, just cut out carbs in general. And I kept eating, I actually added more bacon to my morning meals and I started losing weight. I started cutting up,
Because we were lied to, man. We were sold out that idea.
This whole grain bread thing's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel, deceived. I feel very deceived.
I mean,
by the food pyramid. Remember the food pyramid?
Oh yeah,
the grains were the largest compartment of that pyramid.
I think there's obviously benefits. Like, I'll still have spinach and asparagus. People are like, what carbs? You don't eat carbs anymore. I'm like, dude, I eat spinach. I eat asparagus. I eat broccoli.
First of all, it's really, really awkward in my life right now to feel weird about eating honey bunches of oats and to look at that like an evil product, because I always thought that was like a really, I feel good product.
You see people all the time with cereal in their house and they think they're eating this healthy cereal.
Yeah.
You look at the back of it, in a 1 cup serving, even the healthy
Carbs and
cereals
sugar.
have 15 grams of sugar. You're not supposed to eat more than, I think, it's 25 grams of sugar in a day. And they're having 1 cup and they're not stopping there. Then they're adding milk to it. That's another 12 grams of sugar. Next thing you know, people have had 50 grams of sugar or more in one little sitting. It's a drug, because they're like, I don't crave sugar or sweets anymore, but the minute I have it, I want more of it. I have an addictive personality.
What did that comedian say, Christian, about calling people carbs instead of
that? Who was that? Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yeah, I think it was Tony. What did he say? You were there. I didn't actually see this. I heard secondhand.
You were there too. Where
You were both there.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not calling fat people fat anymore. I'm calling them carbs.
Oh yeah.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal with the food pyramid. Let's get serious right now. It's a pyramid. Therefore, it's from the Illuminati.
It's a pyramid scheme.
It's from the Illuminati.
$1 bill, man.
And if you've ever seen the back of a $1 bill on weed, you would then understand the food pyramid.
I got it.
They just want everyone to be like sluggish and fat, so they can eventually take over our minds.
Who is they?
Dude,
There is no they.
It's a New World Order.
New World Order. The Illuminati.
Yeah, man, those guys, they were on TV. They wore like tiny underwear. They threw each other through the air. The NWO, right?
Oh, man.
Sting was part of them, right?
I was about to say, I
Sting
thought they
was
all
part
wore
of them.
like gray wigs, but
That was amazing. That's a food pyramid on the back of that dollar.
With an eye on the top. Like, that's the alien part in Alien.
no, the eye means they're
versus
watching us
Predator,
get
where it's
fat
taken
as
off.
fuck.
The eye is the fat part.
But if you look at the back here, like on the back of the $1 bill, there's the circle.
Where it says
the
one.
pyramid. There's the eye, but there's MDCCLXVI.
That's a date. You're welcome.
Is it?
Is that a Roman numeral?
No, man.
100%. That's the
It
date.
is the Illuminati. You got to look into it. Look into it. I'm telling you, there's something here.
You're something.
I can't wait to show the other guys this podcast and the other people that are going to be involved, because this isn't just us going to be it. This just we're the first three. They're all going to be like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
I feel like
For 1
this
hour
is
worth
way
of
worse than our
ketosis.
first podcast. I think the other podcast is much better.
In your mind, it's better. Or worse, I think this one's better because it's at least more topic driven, or at least semi on the topic of ketosis. The first one, we had to cut a bunch of things out because we're like, oh shit, we mentioned things we probably shouldn't air. But that's why I think this one's a little bit better.
We're also missing anybody intelligent in our group, like Dr. Danny, that could defunk or bunk any of the shit coming out of our mouth.
We have Google. We're adults. We know how to use these things.
We set the groundwork for what the show is and what the podcast is going to be. And I guess, semi people involved. I think it was pretty good.
Listen, listeners, anything you hear on this podcast, you don't need to independently research. What we say
It's
is the
facts.
gospel.
Yeah.
Just look into it. That's what I'm saying.
We
Look
have a
into it.
church that
Chemtrails.
It's time to announce the
Earth is
church.
flat.
There's the Neo-Christian church. Christian is our cult leader. I guess Connor and I are the disciples.
Neo-Christianism.
Neo-Christianism. Right now, Mr. F is Judas, over there, because he's... Now go ahead. You said, oh.
Yeah, I said, oh, and everybody looks at me like I had an epiphany. There's something I wanted to ask you.
About the epiphany?
No, explain to me the whole colorblind thing.
Dude, you're
I still don't understand it.
Dude, don't make us cut more things out, man.
Oh, you got to cut it out?
No, there's like I don't want to
All right,
cut anything
we'll talk
from this
about
one.
it after.
We had to cut the other one up to where we probably can't even air it. We're keeping this one. All right.
Are we allowed to talk about that, or you want to just skip over it?
Colorblind is a state of mind.
All right.
It's not seeing race, not seeing religion, not seeing any difference in the color of a man's skin or his eyes or his hair. Once you chop somebody up, they all bleed the same red. That's what colorblind's about.
That went a lot better than I thought it would. So that's good. We can keep that.
Okay. I'll ask about the rest another time.
So, Mr. F, let's talk about what kind of dog he is.
Whatever stories you heard on your last podcast.
We'll probably have to cut him out. Man, so I think it's decent. I think it's a good show. We do need to start filming. I got the little I got the thing. We should probably film a little bit of this. Like pictures. It would have been cool to show what we ate before we ate it.
They were called moving pictures back in the day.
Mm-hmm. But you just know what we ate with your
hand
ears.
cranks with the black and white, where it's like playing the piano, ding, 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 ding.
Man, it's like that New Orleans bar.
That sounded more like a xylophone than a piano.
Look, I'm not musically talented. I'm a dope rapper. I can freestyle a
He's
little
a
bit.
dope rapper.
I will challenge any of you motherfuckers to a freestyle battle.
Kick it over here, baby pops.
I'm-
And let
listen,
all the flies
Both you
give
guys
us
have headphones
feel
on.
the
I
beat.
think Christian drops the beat.
Drop.
Ooh, we got a guest.
I'm telling you.
Chilling on
Come
the
here,
corner
boy.
on a hot
I
summer's
used to-
day.
boy.
I used to freestyle with people all
he
the
have
time.
Me,
time
Mr. F,
in
and
college.
MCA. A little Mike, little Connor, and a lot of coffee.
F.
Someone get him a mic.
Does he have to go outside?
Someone give a mic to the man in my posse.
What's the matter?
Dude, it's late. This
Yeah.
guy wants to go to bed.
Yeah.
Watch this. Come
All
here,
right.
Bubba.
Should we sign out?
No, he just wants to lay a little bit.
We can go about probably 10 more minutes here.
Later, buds. Have a good one.
So, this is the first podcast for our crew. There are other members of the crew. We're still kind of determining who wants to do this with us, but I think it's solid. I think it's a good start.
And
no rules, man. Why-
When is the FMA stand-up mic night?
Oh, the stand-up open
talent
mic
show.
night.
When
The
is the FMA talent show?
I can't wait for him to put this up.
Spoken word, live music.
I'm definitely gonna be-
stand-up comedy, mimes.
I'm definitely gonna be a slam poet. Slam poetry.
Yeah, you should do it, man. I'm telling you. You could do it to like raise money for the
foundation. Yeah, we could put a slam poetry event together.
You could even have like karaoke if people want to do a karaoke open mic night, raise money for the foundation. Like
Who do you want to see sing something?
you could pump it out there on Facebook too and get real like legit underground stand-up comedians. Like I still know some people on that scene, and they could come in. They'll do open mic stuff.
I'm
and
always
have people
for
come
doing
in.
ridiculous shit. So if everyone else
Maybe
did it,
I know
I'd
some
probably do
people
it
that
too.
know some people that know some people. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what we're talking about anymore, but
How's Christian taking this right now? We're talking about slam poetry and open mic nights at the gym.
Sounds good to me.
There's surfboards at the gym. There's bow and arrows at the gym. There's just about everything you can do
I
at
want
the
to go
gym.
shoot the compound bow again, but I want to use his because
Oh, so you can break
you're
mine?
Too tall. I'm not going to break it. That was a one-time thing.
You know what? The draw is set almost identical on our two bows. I shot Mike's bow, and he shot like.
I've been shooting your bow fine. Like,
Yeah, they're strangely enough, even though like
You have
I'm
a
taller than
gigantic
Mike.
wingspan or something.
No, I just think that like maybe they set it because I went to that place where they set. Did they set yours there too?
Yeah.
Why is yours so close to mine then? There's
don't
no
know.
way my reach is your reach. You got like 4 inches on me.
So there are a few different factors. It might have to do with the length of the bow.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
You know, cam
That
to
door's
cam.
open.
Damn, bro.
At any,
Someone's been listening to everything we've been
there's
saying.
like a line of people outside trying to get the scoop on the first DU podcast.
What if I open the door right now and somebody falls in and they're holding a can to the door with a string on it?
Yo, we're jumping that motherfucker into our gang.
It depends on what type of can it is. So, oh Jesus, man, that made me jump. Christian just opened the door with a lot of enthusiasm. It's like what, midnight right now? It's like what time is it?
Yeah, I gotta head out because
Yeah, we should probably wrap this.
Head over.
It's 11:48 o'clock.
Yeah, it's time to get rolling, especially if we're gonna make it that in the morning. Well, that was a fun podcast. That was fun.
All right.
Simple. How long are we? Where are we at time wise?
We're at 56 minutes.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Boom shakalaka.
And some might go longer. We'll just see when we get. Hey, how many mics spots do we have? We got 4.
4. I have another mic too.
We have mics too. We could. I mean, technically, I'm just thinking if we got like 6 people in here, we could all kind of share a mic around the table.
Yeah, you can definitely do that and have people talk.
I think it'd be really. I mean, it'd be really bad to get more than 4 people on a podcast. I think, but it should be one where all of us are kind of in.
Well, I think we're doing better this time than last time because we're learning each other's styles and
What
not
if we
talking
sat
over
in
each other.
Yeah,
what if we sat in a circle with only one mic and we had to pass it around the room?
Because then it would be like this and be clunky and make noises like that.
We'd have to hold off our laughs until someone handed us the mic. You know, when someone said something funny, like I'd hand it to you, and then you could let out your laugh. It wouldn't work for me. I have to laugh. I find too much shit funny, man. It's getting late, so all right, guys, we're signing off. And I say we release it. I don't think we said anything bad this time.
No. Let's
fucking do it, right?
have a rap-a-thon. And
Focus Movement Academy, FMAmiami.com.
Drink RX coffee.
I was going to say,
go to
plug the Instagram for Destination.
Oh, no, I did plug it. It's DSTN.
DrinkRxCoffee.com. DSTN
Unknown
on Instagram.
And also DSTNunknown.com website should be up probably by Monday. Probably by the time this launches, the website will be up.
are you following me, bro?
You're the first person I followed, or the second person. I followed FMA. I actually I followed RX Coffee, I followed Christian, and I followed the Gym. I followed 3 people from it. I got to change everything, put the logo up, everything. You know, the I guess the avatar is that picture of us. Just kind of a holder.
How the fuck is FMA following this Instagram already?
Is it?
Yeah.
Who runs your Instagram?
I have access to it, but I didn't follow it. Someone else did.
If you click Destination Unknown at 404s, which makes us look super legit. Oh, I lied. It's 403.
403. Yeah, that's what happens. But again, by the time this airs, I'll at least have a landing page up. I picked one out today. I mean, it's literally the website is just going to be a place to see the YouTube videos each episode and listen to these episodes. Just kind of be a real one pager. Way to follow us.
Destination Unknown.
Ruby, Soho. We should cut that clip and use it.
Should I be stopping it now? All right.
No. All right, guys, we're out.